Hello everyone, this is a part 2 of this chapter. We're going to start with talking about project management. So if you are working with a large website, maybe such as National Park Services website, you need to manage the website efficiently to keep the content up to date and have it working online. So in a large website, you need to have some sort of a project team. Project team manages a large website. Team members, they can include project manager, website designers, content specialists, graphic designers, website strategists, website developers, marketing professional, and also it can include a network administrator because, again, you need to have the network when you publish your website. So you need to have somebody who knows about the web servers and will host the website as well. So project management, it involves delegating and supervising website development activities. Some of the activities that we just talked about is like planning, designing, developing content, and testing, and then publishing on the website. Project manager is actually the person who oversees the entire project management and maintain a timeline of project tasks and goals. The project manager can create a project plan which can include schedules, project deliverables, and also it can delegate tasks to other people. Project manager needs to have exceptional communication and managerial skills. The next person that we are going to talk about is website strategist. Or sometimes we might call it user interface or user experience architecture, the UI architecture. This is very common name that you might see when you apply for a lot of jobs in the website designs, the UI specialist or something like that. It can create a strategy for the web design, including completing the planning phase of the web design process. It also, that person do research about the competitor's website, analyze their website current content, identifies the target audience, and create a sitemap and wireframe for the new website. The next person is the content specialist, which develops web page content to attract the target audience through creative use of written messages. This person's role also needs experience in persuasive writing. The content specialist is also responsible for keeping the content fresh and writing and editing the content. The next person is graphic designer. The graphic designer creates the graphic and images of your website. It can include the logos, digital photography and enhancement, the other graphic images. The graphic designer should also be very familiar with the graphic editing software and optimizing the graphic for the web use. The next person that we are going to talk about is website designer. It takes the wireframe created by the website strategies and then creates the mock-up web pages. The design role to create site concept for the team to review. After a concept is approved, it's given to the developer. Now the job of the developer is to develop the web pages for the website. This person needs to take that mock-up web page concept and create the actual web pages. So the web page developer uses HTML, CSS, and other web programming languages, maybe even PHP. The website developer works closely with the website designer and the content specialist, and as well as graphic designer. The next person that we're going to talk about is marketing professional. Marketing professional, they design a market campaign to drive traffic to the website. This person may be somebody who is know about the organization marketing department and know how to advertise the content. The marketing professional work closely with the content specialist as well. Network administrator also sets up and maintains the web server that will host the website. The network administrator may be somebody within the IT organization. This person's role is to ensure that the website is accessible via the internet. The network administrator is also responsible for the hardware, software, and security needed to keep the website running smoothly. The next thing that we are going to talk about the content update. Updating website content is basically an ongoing process. When a business launches a new product or service, its website content must be updated to reflect the changes. Updating a website regularly can help increase the search engine results and improve the SEO. When you are updating a website, you need to keep this list. When you have a new product or service, you need to add an image or video to your website to showcase it. If a company submits press release on a regular basis, it can create a page for press release, as it shows that your business is basically active and it's busy. So that's one way to make your website kind of updated. Consider a page for client testimonials to support the potential sales as well. And also you need to update your social media on a regular basis. The next thing that we will talk about is the copyright law. You might find images, audio, video online that can fit your website, but you need to think twice before downloading those. The person or business who creates those media is the owner of that media. You cannot legally use the media content created by somebody else without their permission. You need to get the permission to use the media on your website. This includes photograph, illustration, audio, video, and other web content. It is acceptable to use media created by another source on your website. Students and also faculty may use online media for educational purposes, such as academic projects. This is known as a fair use. To qualify for fair use, the media must not be used for any type of commercial business. So for your student project, you can use that. But if you want to commercialize it, then you need to get the permission. Use of a Creative Commons license let media content authors share their work with each other, so while maintaining the ownership of their website. The Creative Commons license specifies appropriate use of media. You can actually go to the creativecommons.org and you can get more information about Creative Commons license that you can use on your website. The other thing that we will talk about is the CMS, or content management systems. This is becoming very popular with many online business. The CMS is an online system that manages the website content. A typical CMS consists of a content management application and delivery application. You use the CMA, a web page author can add or remove the updated content without using the HTML. After the author makes the necessary modification, the CDA compiles the changes and writes the underlying code behind the scenes. With CMS, a web developer can create and perceive or lock a design so that the web page author can only update content and not the design. It also allows multiple authors to update their pages as required. Popular CMS includes WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. All of these are kind of a CMS that a lot of web developers, they use these. The next thing that we will talk about is web frameworks. A web framework is basically a software that allows a web developer to use a collection of tools to build a web application, thus simplifying the website building process. Web frameworks provide a website additional functionalities such as database, session management, and cookies. Using a web framework can save web developers a significant amount of time of coding a website. Popular frameworks include Junos, Bootstrap, Ruby, Rails, Cake PHP, and Fusebox. These are becoming very common. Cake PHP and Bootstrap are very common frameworks that nowadays developers are using. The next thing we are going to talk about is e-commerce. The term, basically, e-commerce stands for electronic commerce, refers to business that conducts the transaction online, including large retail websites that they can sell products to the customer. E-commerce also is a booming business, and having an online store open around the clock allows the businesses to sell their products anytime. E-commerce, though, has also some drawbacks. With the rise of identity theft and fraud, some consumers hesitate to make online purchases. An e-commerce business must invest time and money into the securing their systems. For intense security, an e-commerce site should implement, of course, the secure socket layer technology to encrypt the sensitive information about their customers. The e-commerce websites must also consider what happens if the server fails or if it's not accessible to the customer. Websites, they should ensure their connection, create and maintain several backups, and have a plan in place in order if a disaster happens. E-commerce websites, they also need to have a proven and tested interface to handle their orders, which normally takes the form of electronic shopping carts. Website developers can use a lot of tools that are out there, can use one of those tools to maintain shopping carts. E-commerce website, they must be able to efficiently handle payments. Some of the common payment methods includes credit cards. Also nowadays PayPal, Bill Me Later, Google Wallet are very famous way of incorporating the payment method into your website. We have a lot of business models for the e-commerce. There are 4 common business models: business to consumer or B2C, business to business or B2B, consumer to consumer C2C, or business to government B2G. An example of business to business is a whole glass manufacturer that supplied glass for a window company. A consumer to consumer business model lets the consumer buy and sell from each other. Example of that would be eBay or Etsy. The business to government occurs when the government makes online purchase from a business. An example of a business to government model may include a government agency purchase a software from an online vendor. And then business to consumer, I think I told you, it's like Amazon or Wayfair. Also, we need to validate our HTML and CSS file. Every time a new page is created or an existing page is modified, we need to validate it through the W3C validator to check the documents for error. If any errors has been found, you need to fix it. Validation is an effective troubleshooting tool during the development process and adds a valuable level of professionalism to your work. So I will suggest you to use that W3C website to validate after you made your update, both for your CSS file and your HTML files. That's it for this chapter, and this concludes our the whole semester. So we have completed 12 chapters in this course, and hopefully you have learned about the basic development of a website, and also maybe in other courses you can take a PHP course. I teach that, COP 4834. You kind of get into developing the PHP, which really helps you with responsive web pages. Well, have a good day. Bye-bye, guys.